But what's not talked about in today's hip hop enough is how the guy that lost sound when he come back. Like, that's a big deal. Him and I, the Drake fans are gonna call me crazy, but him and I, we connected in a way.
All right, so the time has come. Drake has released Iceman, and it's time to see what the illustrious Joe Budden had to say about these 3 albums, TABIBTI, MAID an Honor, and of course, Iceman. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. Let's get it.
Already, we're done. I was pleased at the 4th bar.
He back.
At the 4th bar, I'm like, okay, dope intro, Drake is back, and what's gonna be a common theme for me throughout my analysis of this is how much the content has changed.
Introspection.
Yep. And I like that he got right to that.
Introspection.
He heard everything everybody been saying. I'm addressing it.
Everybody's.
Me. Well, no,
me. Again, the fucking Drake whisperer that nobody wants to give my credit for. He heard everything that I said, went back in the lab, did it, came out, dissed me, told me he wouldn't cry if I died, all types of hurtful shit. But he takes my fucking advice.
Just another day.
I'm glad that I'm hearing about 40.
Yeah.
Again, nostalgic for me. I need to hear about 40, because 40 ain't your other little friends, nigga. You heard what I said. 40 don't want to hear nothing I'm saying when I'm going through things. When I'm fucking up out there, he won't even listen to me. Yes, nigga, this is your real friend, and you ain't looked right in a little while, which is probably why he bounced. I'm glad he back keeping it real. I'm glad 40 came and said everything that I've been saying, but you love him.
The messenger matters.
No, I'm saying all of y'all that was telling me that he got to appeal to these kids, I don't hear it. Here.
There's a couple songs that are...
It's one that it wasn't saying that he has to.
I think he found a good middle ground.
He found a good balance.
He found a good middle ground to be an adult. And yeah, y'all can tell me what's for the kids, but this was always my point. If you just be you and talk about you and what the fuck you going through and how you feeling, you dictate it. You ain't got to follow behind fucking Sexy Red, even though she popped up on some other albums.
She did.
I hit skip so fast. This level of vulnerability has been missing from me for a while.
Yeah,
it's been kind of surface level. It's left me to come in here. Nah, that nigga's the fucking Diana Ross of today.
Honestly,
I'm saying
something is happening in this guy's life.
He took some time to flesh some ideas out. Is what I got mostly from all 3 of these albums.
Yes,
is the last 6 years of Drake, maybe more. It seems like he's been ripping and running and not really taking his time with the music in the same way that he has on this project.
I agree with that.
You can feel the difference.
No, somebody jumped on your ass. You had to go sit your ass
that
down.
That part.
Sit in a dark room.
However you got there.
Nah, I ain't just saying however he got there, because that's back to my old beef. You was coming in here talking about what you was doing with these fucking 24-year-old. Like, he was having a blast. He was rapping, telling us about it. I'm like, nah, I don't need that from. So to hear him track 1 be this vulnerable and really get into letting people know that he heard the dig deeper.
Yeah.
And it sounded like he's listening to his therapist, even though she's attractive. Like, it's good way to kill this track 1.
Gotta be careful with that.
No, he smoked that whole looking in her glasses, see my reflection. It's hard to hear what she said, because he smoked. Some of this shit, it was flashes.
Hell yeah.
There's flashes on this motherfucker.
A lot. There's more than flashes.
He's talking.
How do y'all feel about just all of the Kendrick disses?
I didn't love him, but I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm with it.
He has a right to do it. The thing I was worried about going into this album, that'll be too much of that.
Yeah.
I think he struck a balance. There were a couple moments where I was like, all right.
It's right on the threshold for me.
Yeah. There's a moment or two where I was like, too much, but on the whole, I was like, that's enough.
I like the way he dissed.
Moment.
It wasn't like the theme throughout the album for me was I didn't want to hear Victim Drake.
Yes.
I didn't hear I heard Revenge Drake, which I'm okay with. I'll take that.
Yeah, talk your shit.
Yeah, talk your shit. Get your shit off. You do it on your time. I'm not. I just didn't like before when he was doing the "Woe Is Me" victim shit, which I didn't really get a lot of. It was more, I'm on y'all heads now. Fuck y'all.
I think it was dwelling Drake a little bit too much sometimes. Like not victim nor revenge, but just dwelling on the situation like this. Particularly,
I agree with that.
I didn't necessarily need you to dwell on and rehash the beef again and still shoot.
But do you think he rehashed?
I don't think
a little bit. To me,
he did, but he didn't overdo it. To me, he didn't. I thought he was gonna give niggas. 8-9 songs. I'm shooting at you, like for the whole joint.
Well,
I think he touched on it. Yeah. I think he touched on it throughout the album. He did, but he didn't overdo it.
He did it sporadic enough that I felt like he was going about his day and then randomly remembered all of the bullshit that this nigga put me through. And now you're going to get 4 bars. Like this shit he's saying right here, whether it's true or not, for me, it's funny. And he's the only one that can say that. Hey, that little run you just had, I don't remember nothing you said, nigga. like he's the only way. He need to come out, like I said, I don't take it as victim. It's like, yo,
you
now,
still a peon to me.
You won, but now that I gathered myself, like, see, that's the thing. We pay so much attention to the battle, and today I'm not focusing on the battle because it's Iceman Day. Right. But what's not talked about in today's hip-hop enough is how the guy that lost sound when he come back. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like we had Jay lost ether. Boy, did he bounce back. He sounded great. Once you fall and gather yourself and be like, all right, shit ain't too bad. When the dust settles, you could say, yo, I don't remember nothing.
It's like coming back saying, and another thing.
That's
all. Like I ain't dwelling on it, but you know what? Let me just say that.
I think these have been the most focused Drake that we've had since More Life, conceptually.
Probably.
Like all the other albums, it felt like he was catering and bouncing all over the place. A little ADHD. Here's my slow R&B shit. Here's my gangster shit. Here's my fucking pop shit. This was laid out, and that's by virtue of having 3 albums. I think
I was just gonna say, it sounded like he still did it, but he separated it.
Yeah, and Iceman still is a little bit all over the place conceptually for me. At least I'm 2.5 listens, but there's enough on here that I'm fucking with it.
And to me, the misses on Iceman were the moments where he stepped out of the plan.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of tracks that like back in the days beats sometimes paint by numbers, like I'm gonna get this kind like you just said.
Yeah.
This time, like you said, he was consistent. But then every moment where I felt like he was reaching for a little bit out of that zone, I felt like the track missed.
How many misses do you think there were on Iceman?
About 4.
Yeah, I count about 5.
I might have a little more than 4, but it's not a ton.
4 misses. There are a couple I didn't like as much as others, but there were 4 that I was like,
we'll get there. We'll get there. We're on track 3. I want to finish this real quick.
I take 500K down to dinner. I never could learn shit from none of y'all.
Whoa. All right.
First of 3 hope.
All right. What do we think?
Which part?
He shot a Hove.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first time.
But we still don't know why, right?
Right.
I mean, he sort of says it on the album.
He does say he alludes to him doing some behind the scenes shit somewhere on there.
He shoots at him 3 times on the album, from what I can see. And one of the times he was basically saying the OGs make a bunch of money off me, and all the shit going on, and they distance themselves from it. And I think he sees Hove as the leader of that shit. Like,
it's some shit that happened behind the scenes that they said people had a hand in. On some real. Again, I don't know how true it is, but they said niggas, old head niggas, it's a couple that we know and love, were conspiring.
Bro, he said this shit before when the higher-ups has all come together as a collective to end my run and send me a message and was adamant, hey, I ain't get that message. Right. And now it's like, okay, y'all tried it again with the whole Kendrick run, the beef. He's been saying this like, I know the play. I know what y'all are up there doing.
My bad. For the shit to come to us, he gotta know. Like, niggas be talking, bro, and
it's just funny that all his beefs are with his longtime collaborators.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I mean, that's a theory, and you could be possibly right, but I just think that Drake, like I said, he's trying to reestablish dominance. Like before, he alluded to being the best, GOAT talk. Now he's saying I'm the best, and who is the best considered? Jay-Z. Remember in our interview that we did a couple years ago, I asked him about the shots that you and Jay sent, and he said it's never crossed the line because there's a mutual respect between both of them. So I think this is kind of lying in that same vein.
Oh no, I don't think this is crossed. I
think
some mutual respect
it
has
ain't
been
crossed
lost.
the line from a disrespectful standpoint.
But what can Jay-Z do to Drake's career at this point? They're sitting at the same table.
I think
they're not sitting at the same table.
They're not sitting at the same table.
They're not sitting at the same table.
What do you mean?
If you're Drake, you think y'all are. Actually, let me tell you something.
That was Hope's point.
If you Drake, you might think, nigga, from a total musical standpoint only, you not at my table.
And that's where you lose already. That's how you know we not sitting at the same table. Because why are you? We not talking music. Hove is at I'm at the table with the bosses.
True. And you sitting here,
you
sitting here suing
for a label.
You suing
You're not at my table.
But if we're talking
Not
about
at my table.
music-wise, Jay-Z and Drake are kind of like eye to eye.
Yeah, but Drake's. I don't think they are. But
Yes, they are.
Actually, they are. But Drake's.
I agree with I don't think they.
Yes,
I think
they
Drake is musically right now, especially Drake is not eye to eye with Jay-Z. He's way above
past him.
Jay-Z.
He's above Jay. You said.
In terms of sales, he is way above Jay-Z.
I think you mean in terms of stature. Right?
Yeah, as far as status, like yeah.
It's Iceman Day, so I'm gonna let y'all just say every wild thing y'all can.
No.
But
Go ahead. I'm not
I
interrupting.
love
Jay-Z's.
I'm not interrupting.
Listen, whether he's right or he's wrong, right? Whether he's right or he's wrong. I'm sorry. Drake is right to feel that way.
Yeah.
Even if he is wrong by popular opinion, he's the only nigga that can say y'all did shit you never did and be right.
Either way, I think that's what makes the reflection so good.
Yeah.
Because we're at least able to think about what Drake is thinking about. And whether he's paranoid or he's right, that's a good place to be.
I agree with Mark. Everybody that I felt like should have got shot.
Getting shot.
Right. Right.
If you
Yeah, it's not that I agree. I was waiting for the cold shot. It's there.
Yes.
Ross shot. It's the Aiden Ross. Holy shit.
That was amazing.
I was
That
Aiden
was
Ross
sick.
before Aiden Ross started.
No,
shooting.
that was absolutely sick.
That was ridiculous.
That was a good line.
Khaled. Everybody shot.
LeBron,
Jamar, everybody.
Yeah.
He was making a list.
He was at that dartboard bullseye. Bow.
That nigga was zooming in on the pop out. Like, oh, you there too?
Next we got that pop out.
Let me get that in
changed his
slow mo.
life.
That nigga had the best niggas edited that shit. Oh, you was there?
Oh, that's him?
Hold on.
The fun part is he's gonna heal even more.
Yeah.
He's gonna heal even more. Like I know he's angry at these people, and I'm sure he has every right to be. I'm not trying to take that away from him. But I heard a lot of just like destroy and rebuild on this project.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say that Kendrick knocked him into adulthood.
He did.
I'm not gonna say that on Iceman Day.
But I'm saying, but that's a good thing.
Next part.
Joe, sometimes you
could
need
be
a,
said.
he was running around, like we said, clubbing, partying, fucking hoes, doing all of that shit. Sometimes, my nigga, you need something to, whether it's death, whether it's whatever, to sit your dumb ass down and realize where you got off focus.
Listen, you want to be grateful when things happen in life that make you see just who's phony and who ain't.
That part too.
Like that's not something to be angry
That's true.
at.
That's a fact.
Like the sooner you could find out that who you thought was not who you thought, that's a blessing, dog.
It can't be here.
But we talking about the deeper level of self-reflection that he sound like he went through. Like for me, watching the stream, I was super excited when Act popped up.
Yeah.
I was super excited.
That was
Smiled.
super dope.
I had the biggest smile on my face. I damn near shed a thug tear because that's the right thing to do.
Yep. 1000%.
Word.
That's the right thing to do.
It is.
And when you don't do the right thing, you leave yourself open to looking like a complete shitball. So me on the side, I'm like, yo, this nigga has been loving you for
He held
life.
you down.
And every release, you with these little punk ass streamers, you with all of these people that just don't matter. But the second you step back,
You realize it. Oh shit, that nigga been in my corner the whole time.
it give you some time.
these niggas
to
was
perspective.
It give you some time to call the person that you really, really love, but you ain't really hollered at in a minute, and you want to let them know.
That's true.
Like he didn't just invite Act to the stream; he bought him a chain.
No, he bought him a chain, he flew him up. Documented the whole shit, and I was like, "That's what you're supposed to
treated
do."
him right.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And that's
reward
the
loyalty.
sign that work is getting done. That's
Inner
the yeah.
Inner work.
Yeah, that's the sign.
Despite the hot therapist.
He fucked
best
the
guy.
therapist.
No, he popped.
He was licensed to
fucked the
call
therapist.
She was licensed?
No, he definitely no.
But I realize it's gotta get a little deeper.
Every time I hear him say that on his project, I could kill him.
Well, it finally set in.
Why?
Then why won't he apologize to me?
He did. He talked to you.
He definitely had words for
I said, why won't he apologize to me?
Send the owl.
Yo, I'm not gonna keep harping on this. Yes, I am.
Hey, yo, dog.
All niggas been saying was dig deeper, yo.
Yo, you got a mental
Pause. And
I have a mental problem?
Yeah.
How?
Yo, you'll find a way to center yourself. you great, boy. You are amazing.
Ish, you don't know me and this guy are kindred spirits.
I do know. I've said it.
You don't know that
I've said it for 5 years.
Him and I, the Drake fans are gonna call me crazy, but him and I, we connected in a way.
I said it for 5 years.
He explained on that.
yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he told you.
Hey, yo,
Well, you walked into that one.
Something about round things.
Bumped into that one.
Bubble shake.
y'all connected in more ways than one.
Brothers, you might say.
Yeah.
And he gonna lie.
Right.
He gonna lie and talk about, I wonder which one of his bubble shake. Nigga, you know them all. you know every one of them, dog. About 8, 9. Shit.
Damn.
Anyway. Yeah, dog, just the dig deeper part. I'm glad he keeps saying, I ain't gonna beat a dead horse. But yes. No Lil Yachty. Yes. Yes. No, who else? Who else we was worried about? I was worried about. Like, I couldn't get too excited about the project because I didn't know how he was coming. Pause. Like, I didn't know if he was going to do his appeal to the young people shit. You just don't know. But, yeah, lock them niggas out the studio.
Leave Yeet and Yachty and them
Yeah,
homes.
Cardi.
Salute to them, but yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm cool, dog. Back to this, dog.
I just feel like they talked about 3 albums. It's 3 hours. I just really wanted to give y'all a general gist of what they felt about Iceman because I felt like that was the most important project, right? And that's what we have been anticipating. And as you see, they seem to love the project. They seem to feel like Drake is back. And for the most part, I would agree. I love how Joe always seems to put himself in the middle of a situation. I think Ish was trying to get to that point. Like, it was so many times during the review where Joe wanted to say, hey, he's not just changing and evolving because of Kendrick and the battle. It was me too. It was always me. He should have listened to me. He want to listen to 40, but I've been told him this. And it also speaks to what even members of the JBP have been saying, what I've been saying for years. Drake and Joe have a love-hate relationship. They respect each other. And I know he threw the shot on the album and the song talking about him sleepwalking and smashing his girls. I like how Joe gave us a little more detail. Hey, it wasn't just Tahiri. It's been about 8 or 9 times where me and you mess with the same chick and might have had some friction. I didn't know it was that many. I thought it might have been 1 or 2, but 8 or 9 is crazy, right? But still, when you hear Joe speak on Drake in that way, I'm talking about the he didn't listen to me, it didn't take my advice, he should apologize to me part. You can tell that Joe kind of yearns a decent relationship with Drake. I don't think he wants to be best friends with Drake. I think he just wants them to come to a common ground, and he wants Drake to say, you know what, sometimes on that podcast, you right. I did love how Joe mentioned the academics part too, because that's something not even just Axe fans have said. Axe close buddies have told him in private, yo, why are you standing beside Drake? And he seems to not acknowledge you the way he should. You did all of that for him during the battle, and then sometimes Drake would treat academics almost like a groupie. I remember when I posted the picture of academics getting that chain, some of y'all said it looked photoshopped. Because I think even y'all were a little astonished to see Ak and Drake in the same room together and Drake showing him love. It was usually, I deal with Ak from afar. This time it was, no, let me bring my people in. And see, I told y'all in the video yesterday with the muffled audio, I hope this is a little better for y'all. I apologize yesterday. I'm at a hotel for some family event. Just trying to get it together. Got a whole computer set up in here. But I said, look at everybody who's going to say everything that Drake did on these albums, and this album particularly, is because of what happened between him and Kendrick. But when I'm listening to the pod, I can accept it a little better if you expound and you're not trying to get into your jokes. And you're not trying to just say, oh, Kendrick beat him down so bad, he had to do X, Y, and Z. No. Give me a little more explanation than that. And I'll talk a little bit about how I felt about some of the disses, because I use the Joe Budden videos now to give my album critiques. But the Jay-Z shots, I didn't mind. I didn't feel like any of the shots were heavy-handed. I think the Joe Budden shot was the heaviest. I can understand him getting at Jay, but it's one of those things. Everybody who has an issue with Jay is surrounded by so much shadow and information that we'll never have. So I tend to kind of ignore a lot of the Jay-Z shots because Jay's never going to say anything. And the people who have an issue with him are never going to go into great detail about what the issue is in the first place. The DJ Khaled shot, I didn't mind it. The Aiden Ross shot, I didn't mind it. I felt like a lot of the shots were soft. I think the ones that really might have hit the most was the Joe Budden one and the constant kind of Kendrick Lamar coded references and subliminals that he was throwing out. And as we sit on, I don't know, we're at day 2 of this album. I remember when I heard all the disses, I thought to myself, wow, he's doing a little too much. I remember by the time we got to plot twist, I thought to myself, I get it, you're mad. But as the music has kind of grown on me, I like some of the disses a little more. And I can understand the mindset that he's in. And yeah, you couldn't escape the Drake is going to work through the issues that he dealt with because of the battle. It was going to come regardless. I think it's childish of me to assume that he would make this album and act like nothing happened. And I think I've gotten to that space in just like 24 hours. He was going to talk about it. And I can't get mad that he talked about it. And as I listened to the beats and the music and how he put it all together, I did miss beat change Drake. I missed the beat changes. And so if you give it to me in a good package and the music is good, the instrumentals are good, the beats are good, the writing is top tier, you're rapping again, I can sit back and say, you know what? This is Drake just talking about his life and talking about what he went through. And I kind of think now it would have been dumb of him to just act like nothing happened. He had to come back and say, this is what I went through. And I think people wanted to hear that. But I think overall, it's good music on all 3 projects. I almost finished the last album last night. I think I'm like 3 or 4 songs away from really giving all 3 albums a deep listen. So I finished Maid of Honor. You tried to go the route of making an album for the ladies and the thoughts and the hoes, even though I didn't understand why he would have a picture of his father and mother as the album cover of that. But okay. Then I listened to HABIBTI, and I couldn't really get a good grasp of the direction he was going with that album. But I still liked a lot of songs on there too. I just got 3, maybe 2 or 3 more songs to finish on that album. But it's songs I like on all 3 albums. But if you ask me, I would say I like Iceman the most. And I think most of y'all feel the same. Okay? So y'all tell me what y'all felt about Drake coming back after all of this time. Did he do what he needed to do? I think he did. I think he delivered. And if y'all want to hear the rest of this 3-hour conversation, y'all check it out on the Joe Budden podcast. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.